Hi everyone. So today I want to just do a little paint with me session and show you how I get started when I can't get outside. It's been really chilly still in Connecticut. It is late May and we still don't have really beautiful sunny days for me to go out into the garden yet. Things are growing, but I still have mostly greenery and no flowers. So I I love to take out my beautiful garden books and my butterfly books and my bird books, and then, flip through my garden books and get some inspiration from my flower books and just, create something of my own. And then I just either work in my sketchbook or sometimes I will take out some of my other papers and do some acrylic on paper or watercolor on paper or gouache or something like that. And that's what I'm going to do today. And I'll just show you how I get started creating a painting when it's really hard to get inspired by nature, which is what I really like to do. Okay, let's get started. So when I can't go outside and get inspired by nature, I like to take out my little collection of butterfly books. I have lots of gardening books, plant books, bird books, and I kind of go through them and get inspired by the pictures of the beautiful plants and pretend that I'm looking at a garden and not trapped inside. And I have quite a few of these books, and I'm always on the lookout for them if I go to a thrift shop or a yard sale or a rummage sale. And if I can find them for good prices, I will buy them because where I live, it's cold and there are not flowers a lot of the year. So I just love having these books handy, and they really do help me out when I am trapped in the studio, and it just brings a little bit of nature into the studio when I can't get out. So I find them really helpful to have, and they're a really good source of inspiration. I also bring them to my classes, and when I'm teaching people to create your own picture from scratch, they're really helpful for that too. So I love having them. And they're fairly easy to find, I think. They're here, there, and everywhere. And the ones I have are fairly old, so they're out of print, but they seem to be something that you can kind of pick up if you go to used booksellers, or you can even find them on eBay a lot of times used. That's where a lot of the bird and butterfly books come from. And they're usually really reasonably priced. So this is a painting I did in my sketchbook. And what I did was I used one of the garden books and one of my garden books that was an old one, probably a Victorian one, and these are like the wild field roses. We actually have these that grow on my property, and they're absolutely gorgeous, and they come out kind of mid to late June, and they're just really beautiful pink single roses, and they're so gorgeous, and they smell heavenly. Because unlike the modern variety of roses, they still have a gorgeous scent. So anyway, I took inspiration from those because those are something I really truly love. And I painted, from my garden book. And then I love horses. I've been lucky enough to have horses in my life for most of my life. And I just painted some horses, just kind of whimsical horses leaping over the roses in my sketchbook. So I'm going to take inspiration from this. I didn't do this all that long ago. And I'm going to paint from my own painting. And painting from your own painting is something that I talk to my students about all the time because it is another way to develop your own style. So rather than painting from a picture or something, or you're a master, if you generate your own ideas from nature or generate your own ideas from you know, multiple pictures you've taken, and then start painting from your own paintings, it's another way that you can develop your style. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a smaller version of this painting, and I'm going to use a small piece of handmade paper that I have, and I'm going to do a small acrylic study, because I'm kind of thinking that I might want to do a bigger panel painting or canvas painting with this image. I'm kind of playing around with it. So I'm going to put this on my little mini easel, and I'm going to get started on another version of this. So I love working in a series. It's kind of what I like to do when I'm playing with ideas. And I'm going to probably paint a background color, because what I did with that one was I painted the background kind of a turquoisey color. Then I dried it, and then I let it dry completely. Then I drew a picture, then I painted it, and then I painted over the background again, and that's how I got the kind of a lush color on it. So, this is a teal, just a teal, and that's what I'm going to use for my background. I'm just going to brush it out really well. It's impossible for me to open paint without getting it all over myself. I can't even open the bottle without. So I'm just going to brush this on. And when I'm doing this, this is probably one of the only times you'll see me add water to paint, is when I'm doing something like this. Most of the time I use medium, but when I want something to get just a base coat or a thin layer, I will add just a little tiny bit of water to it, just to brush out the bottom layer. Acrylic paint should always have medium and not water really added to it, except for certain instances, so I don't tend to add water. So this is a really nice piece of handmade paper that I'm using right now. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to wipe this a little bit with a paper towel and get most of the moisture off of it. It is pretty dry already because this paper is super absorbent. So then I'm going to go in and I'm just going to draw I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel, as it really does help my channel grow, and I do appreciate it so much. Thanks for joining me, and please come again soon.